Hello guys, and welcome to another tutorial video from Blade. This is a zerg vs protoss. My last one was a zerg vs Terran. You can check that out if you want to look at that. As you'll notice, Korean server, that mid to high masters, zerg vs protoss and Shakur's plateau. I will be discussing just the fundamentals and basic of ZVP. There's not really much of a late game in this one, I don't believe. No, well, there is kinda, I guess, but not really. He tries, yeah, anyway. So, with that, I'm gonna start, because, yep. As you'll see, Overlord, standard stuff. What I plan on doing is, this is standard play versus the Forge Fast Expand that Protosses do most of the time. I place the Forge here, you know, Nexus first, whatever. I demonstrate the fast 3 base style that I love to do. And just the proper transition and scouting. I notice a lot of zergs don't scout. You should always have an Overlord here and here so that you can sacrifice them and see as tech. You'll see that really being beneficial in this game. Actually, most ZVPs I play, but this one really shows it as well. And this is standard, just sending out his probe, and there's pylon. Nothing out of the ordinary. The one build I always do is 15 pool into 17 hatch about if he doesn't block it, or I'll take my third first if he blocks it or tries to block it. And I'll normally send a droning scout at about 16 supply to see if he's forge iffing if my Overlord doesn't make it in time, because you don't want to take this fast third if he's doing gateway expand. Otherwise you have a really good chance of dying to any sort of aggression, and that's never fun. I follow this probe with my drone because I don't want the cannon block here. Every zerg knows how annoying that is. If the Protoss gets that off, you should lose the game. You should not be able to win, but Protosses, for some reason, still lose to Nidus even when they get this off. So, but I always try to prevent this, and that's why I have this drone scouting it. As you'll see, there's my pool. Overlord scouts the base, gonna check for Forge Fast Expand. This game I didn't send the drone, which is fine. Although, I should be taking this as my third first, but whatever, I didn't this game. And I'm always trying to keep this probe in check. I don't want him to get the 3 pylons ever, or a cannon. And it doesn't look like I'll get my third up, because he's a jerk. But yeah, as you'll see, he went Nexus before cannon. This is normal. You can't get there before the cannon finishes, and if you have any chance of it, he will just place a gateway here and block it off, so don't bother sending the lings. You'll notice I put 2 to attack and these 2 to not. These 2 are literally just to scout around for possible cannon rushes. Protosses like to put cannons sometimes here if they see this first. And I'm not getting this one immediately because, I mean, I'm just now getting to 350, so it's not that bad, and it dies it. You'll actually notice that supply blocked him, but not for long. Now 2 gases is normal. If you don't see these gases, it normally means gateway pressure. If he takes these 2 gases or one of them, he's normally doing a tech build. And you should always have zerglings scouting around for proxy probes or anything. As you'll notice, I'm making another queen here. I have this one make a creep tumor, and then I transfer him to my natural. And this one I start the other queen. You'll notice I have an Overlord in position to scout here and here. This is perfect. You should always have 2 Overlords for scouting. I sacrifice them at about 6:15 to 6:30. You will see a Stargate, possible, or Robotech, Twilight. You'll see something, unless they're hiding it, which means you'll have even more time than normal to prepare for it. It was my mistake to let that probe in here, but not a big deal. I'm not hiding anything. I don't take my gases till about 6:15. I take 2. You notice queen, queen, queen. This game, I do very bad creep spread. You should always make a 4th queen at some point, but I don't this game, and you'll notice my creep spread's bad. Just ignore that. Alright, so you'll notice I actually forgot to do it. I did it at 6:30, which is fine. 6:30 is very fine for this part, and you'll notice I just see the gateway timing. This is actually very key. If you see gateways just starting, you know his warp gates, because most protosses are good and they can make it so the gateways finish when this finishes within 5 to 10 seconds of each other. And so right now, I see all these gateways with this overlord. There's nothing over here except the 3rd gas that's not being mined. And so I see these gateways, so I know he's going to put pressure, and I know my timing. I have until these gateways finish before I need to start making units. So you'll notice I make a couple spines because I see the pressure. Roach Warren. You want to place this at about 7:15 unless you see the gateways before. And I'm going to be preparing to make units because as you'll notice his gateways are finishing and warp gate is done. You'll notice I'm making roaches because it's really hard to expand off just gateways as a protoss. It's actually really bad to do that. It's a lot easier for us as a zerg player to punish that because Robotech is what you need to get a fast 3rd. So you know he's doing good to put pressure. And as you see, I'm making units going lair. I delayed my lair for a little bit better economy, and since I know he's going to gateway all in or pressure, whichever you want to call it, I delayed that a little bit because I don't need roach speed for this. You don't really need roach speed. He blocks that off. And I probably didn't have to make these, but you'll see it's useful later in the game. So I'm making all these units. He's pushing out with just this. I see it with the lings. I forgot to mention that you should always have lings with the watchtowers. And I do make a bit of a mistake here that you'll see, that I'll point out. So he sees that. I don't remember, do I see that? No, I don't. Okay, so here we go. As you can see, I should be focused. I should stop these from retreating. You'll notice I'm just attacking. If I had moved these here, if I'd killed all these, this game would have ended right here. Because when a Protoss loses all their sentries, they lose. There's no way they can come back when they're doing a gateway focus build. Unfortunately, my mistake, I let them get away, and so I can't really kill him. And I should be retreating any second now. Yeah, 1 roach, that's fine. I'll take 3 force fields for a roach any day. Alright, so you notice I started droning when I held that off. Because I knew his pressure was done. I kind of crushed it, other than not killing the sentries. And so I knew I could drone. Now, something I should have done is make an overseer and scout what tech path he's going to go. I don't this game, but that's something you should do. Also, another thing you should do when lair finishes, or at some point in the game, but not too late, you should have an overseer at all your bases. This is so that late DTs don't mess with your economy and just completely destroy you. I almost always make an overseer as soon as my lair finishes, just for defensive purposes. They're so cheap now, it's not a big deal. And here goes 1-1. I get melee because I go more zergling heavy. And then, well, roachling heavy, but then it's mainly for the transition into broodlords. And as you'll notice, here comes his 3rd. I don't think he has any immortals yet, so let's see. He's oversaturated for both his bases, obviously, but not the biggest deal. So he's taking his 3rd, I'm making units, and I'm going to do pressure with my roachling soon. And I make a macro hatch. I should be taking my 4th soon. But The point of this pressure I'm going to do with this roachling is I'm trying to keep his army count down, possibly kill sentries, but keep him from getting that inevitable death ball. If I just let him turtle like this and don't do any pressure, he's going to get that death ball and you're going to lose. So I try to avoid that until I can get at least hive tech. You should always have Langzit expansions as well, just to see, make sure you know if he's taking a proxy base or anything, or taking a sneaky base somewhere. As you'll notice, there's my spire. This is mainly for in case he goes Colossi. Ton and Claws I've actually been getting a lot in ZVP nowadays, just so I can burrow under force fields. I think it's really useful nowadays. Just because it's good to get around force field and put pressure on. As you'll notice, I'm able to snipe this. And this is actually worth it, because you gotta realize he hasn't mined at all from this base, and I just sniped that Nexus. And I have a really good economy, for the most part. I mean, look at all my money. So, I'm able to trade somewhat cost efficiently, but he kinda destroys this army. Which is fine. He's in a way worse position than me, so doing this is alright because I'm pretty far ahead after his initial harass failed. And I get a decent amount of roaches away, and that's bad. Should never have overlords rally like that. But as you notice, so I kind of forced him to do even more all-in, as he's in a really bad position. I'm able to keep remaking units, and I'll be going hive soon. But he actually retakes his third. But in general, I'm really far ahead right now. He can't kill me, and he knows that. That's kind of why he's like kind of pushing, but then he retreats. And I should have taken my fourth a while ago. I have so much money. There's no reason not to. And this was a mistake. He wasn't paying attention for a second, and I think I get most of the sentries. Okay, I got all but 4. You know, there's 2-1 or 2-2s coming. I got that a little late, but yeah. One of my mistakes this game is like this fourth should have been down a while ago, like about 2-3 minutes ago. But as you'll notice, I'm going hive now, getting infestors. I mean, I've been trading really cost efficiently, so he hasn't been able to get that death ball. So pure roaches has been working just fine this game. And I'm going to be putting on aggression again. This won't kill him, but this is going to keep his army value low and just keep me ahead. This keeps him from coming back into the game and just killing me. And I mean, since I'm going hive, I can transition to broodlords. His gateway army is going to be low, and yeah, as you'll see, infestors, more roaches. He does hold this, but as you'll see, he took a lot of damage. Army-wise, he can't replenish that fast enough. Now you notice he has a dark shrine, and like I was talking about, lots of protosses do this, and this can really screw you up if you don't prepare for it. But as you'll notice, I have an overseer here, and an overseer here with 2 spines. I actually should have spines here, but I haven't made them yet, for whatever reason. And that could hurt me, but I'll see the DTs nonetheless. And, oh, look at that. DTs. This one, sneak spy, no spine crawlers. These 2 are like, oh, shit, defense. And so I run up there to go deal with it. And I thought he was going to run up the ramp, so I tried to block him. And as you'll see, he does a little bit of damage, but not that bad. I mean, I have detection, so I'm fine. And then I dealt with these. I'm dealing with this one. I must not have realized this was here, but not a big deal. Didn't take much damage. Greater Spire's halfway done. And his army's looking, you know, he's got quite a few stalkers, but I've got quite a few infestors with broodlords. I'm about to have 7. He's just not making the Stargate. This is for the mothership transition. Most protosses have gotten really good at this to where they get that mothership on time. They'll get it right when your broodlords come out. Most of them anyway. But he's just taken so much damage army-wise and losing third that he can't get it as fast as he'd like to. And I do know he's taking this fourth because my Ling died. I don't think I scout. Oh, I did scout it. And like I said, don't pay attention to creep spread. Bad creep spread, I know, and I do apologize for that. But as you'll see, some spines, because I have a lot of money. Got my fourth going. And here comes all my broodlords. He's pretty much boned. He just took so much army damage in the early game. He doesn't even have 24 stalkers. I've been doing pretty good with my upgrades, but I don't start 3-3 because I have no gas, and I wanted the broodlords. You should also almost always be getting burrow and burrowing them at expansion so you can be annoying. I think I did that at this one, but I can't remember. And here comes my push. He sees it coming with this, and he's probably like, oh shit, broodlords. But there's nothing he can do. If he blinks into this army and festers plus a ton of roachling, even if he killed all these broodlords, all these stalkers would hit his whole army would die. And here comes his mothership, but it's too late. Even when it comes out, I will have done the damage I needed to where it doesn't matter. And I have these overseers specifically for the mothership or DTs. Something I should be doing is taking these two bases sooner. I hate taking these bases just because of how undefended they feel, but you should take them anyway, especially when you have 4,500 minerals. But as you see, he's trying to stall for time for the mothership, which is the best thing he can do, but it doesn't matter. I mean, now I fungal this. His fourth doesn't matter. He's lost his army. There's really not much he can do. His mothership's going to finish, I think. Well, he's only halfway, so I'm just macroing up. I'm always at maxed for the most part. But yeah, this game's over. In general, I do enjoy this roachling aggression to try to keep his army down from getting that death ball. And it really paid off this game, as you notice. I sniped this, killed his army, or most of it, and just kept that death ball, so he could never do that death ball push before broodlords. He could never do that push that a lot of tosses will do that can kill the zerg before broodlords. And his mothership's gonna pop, but it doesn't matter. I sent off roaches to go kill this base. He lost this. I'm up 100 food. And yeah, there's just nothing he can do. I do like how those like just flung over there and went, oh, I'm gonna go hit him now. And his mothership, where is it? Oh, there it is. But he realizes it's over and leaves the game. So as you'll see, I kind of went over some basic aggression. You should always have a fourth queen to creep spread. Creep spread's very important, actually, especially because when you transition, you want to make about mini spine crawlers right here. You'll notice I have a ton of minerals. I could use them all for spine crawlers here. It's just really useful. And then knowing when he takes his bases are important, because if you see a fast robo, when you sacrifice the overlords, you know you can drone a lot. The immortal push off 2 base doesn't come until about 11:30, and Twilight, obviously, that's most likely a blink all-in, which you want to prepare for faster. If you scout Robotech, when you sacrifice the overlords, you can drone for a little bit more. You don't have to worry about that all-in incoming any second, and then you can prepare for it at about 8:30, 9 minutes, maybe 9:30. Actually, probably 9:30, 10 minutes for Roboplay. And yeah, you should know if he's taking his third. If he takes a fast third, you don't even have to worry about it at 9:30, 10. You can drone for a long time. And that's about all I can think of right now. I'll be sure to do many cases of ZVP scenarios and ZVT and ZVZ. These are just my first videos, and so they're probably not the best, but I do hope they do help you out a little bit. So if you'd like to If you want to know when these videos come out, you can follow me on Twitter, Blade35s. Watch my stream. I stream a lot. Twitch.tv, Blade55555. That's 5/5s. And the next one I plan on doing is a Zerg vs Zerg, and then I'll open up a vote for whether to do ZVT, ZVP, or ZVZ for the 4th video. Thanks for watching, guys, and hope you enjoyed.